Hi, you're watching The Great Americans. Number one, Francis Perkins, architect of Social Security. I'm Dave Balog. Well, Social Security has been the foundation of Americans' retirements since 1935, when Francis Perkins, under the Roosevelt administration, Franklin Roosevelt, brought about its creation. As is his way, Donald Trump has vowed to defund the current system, and he has no plan to replace it. And his rich handlers want it gone for sure. Well, in 3 short years, we'll celebrate America's 250th anniversary, the semi-quincentennial. But not if this happens again. Francis Perkins personally witnessed the devastating Triangle Shirtwaist factory fire in Lower Manhattan in 1911. 146 workers, mostly young women, died that day due to horrific working conditions and poor or no safety regulations. Perkins dedicated her life's work to reforming labor laws. Her work as a social worker and teacher caught the attention of New York State's rising politician and by 1928 its new governor, Franklin D. Roosevelt. He appointed Perkins the industrial commissioner of the state of New York, and she used her position to help the impoverished. In 1933, FDR went to Washington as the Great Depression devastated the country and the world. Roosevelt appointed Francis Perkins as Secretary of Labor. In the tradition of Lincoln, Theodore Roosevelt, Truman, Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, Obama, and Biden, Franklin Roosevelt used the government to lift up the lower and middle classes to a more equitable society. Francis Perkins' achievements in government were vast. She was the first woman appointed to a president's cabinet, serving as U.S. Secretary of Labor from 1933 to 1945, longer than anyone else who held the position. She established the blueprint for the Social Security Act, considered her greatest accomplishment. As a principal architect of FDR's New Deal, Perkins helped write and lobby for legislation in response to the Great Depression and for workers' compensation, a minimum wage and overtime, the 40-hour work week, child labor laws, and new jobs through public works programs. Her myriad achievements include establishing pensions and unemployment relief. Francis Perkins respected Franklin Delano Roosevelt for his fair, equal treatment of her. It's fair to say that Francis Perkins was a lesbian, queer in the modern parlance, but as with a lot of queer history, this is based on educated speculation concerning historically specific gender roles and the way that women were expected to interact with each other. Perkins appears to have had many close female relationships, but none were as close as the one she had with Mary Harriman Rumsey. Unfortunately, Perkins burned most of her personal correspondence with Rumsey. We'll learn more about Francis Perkins and other great Americans. Start reading our books for free. We'll put links in the description below this video. And please register to vote. 2024, with Trump on the ballot, could be our last free and fair election. He has said so publicly, and his handlers, the rich from the Heritage Foundation and others, have published a blueprint, a plan for how they want to tear up the Constitution. Well, register to vote. Link to the League of Women Voters in the description below this video, and you got to click the word more to get the full description. And there is an urgency. There is an urgency. Voting is the minimal for democracy, the minimal task of a citizen. So please do this and spread the word. Get your family to register. Make sure your friends are registered. And thank you for watching. Be well, be kind, be involved.